The first time ever, we have olive complex as a today's special. The almighty, wondrous olive tree. Amongst the longest lived plants on earth, we love the olive tree and so many things that we're going to discover that you have now in this from Andrew. This came from really your feedback. A lot of you had asked Andrew to create an olive product for many, many years. It arrived back in March this year, already a 4.7 star rated item, massive customer pick. For today, it is the lowest price of the year. Let me quickly go through the pricing. So much anticipation for this, a lot of build and excitement for the first time on Olive Complex. 60, 180, or a 360 capsules. That's where the pricing will be tomorrow. This is where the pricing is today, even the largest size coming in, saving nearly as much as you're spending at $69.90. Andrew, this was a long process for you to bring this finally to market.
Well, we long ago realized that the benefits of olive oil isn't the composition of its fats. Certainly it has a more favorable composition of fats than, say, certain animal fat-based products like butter or whatnot. Fat isn't the bad ingredient we've always attributed to be. I tend to have a diet where I really don't pay attention to the fat. I pay attention to the sugars. I try to avoid taking in sugars. But when we look at fat, olive oil is certainly the best source. It's what my girlfriend Kristen and I use in terms of with bread. We don't use butter anymore. We simply use olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, because of its rich content of protective compounds. That's really the magic of olive oil. That's the magic that's really underlying the Mediterranean diet is the protective compounds it delivers from the foods it provides, especially olives and olive oil. So what was difficult was concentrating those beneficial compounds that are present in olive oil, concentrating them into a capsule that will deliver them to it a predictable, standardized amount and be stable. That's what we've done. And it comes from very special olive trees in Spain. And what's funny, in traveling, I've traveled around Europe, I've traveled around the Middle East. It is normal to see olive trees in Europe and the Middle East, around the Mediterranean, that are 500 or 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
You even get to see trees that are 2,000 years old, and trees that are 2,000 years old that are still bearing fruit. One of the reasons why I'm convinced, and you also hear scientists talking about this, that these trees are so long-lived is partly because of the protective compounds they can make, that nature has been figuring out how to live long and live well for far longer than us. And if we pay attention to nature and focus on the compounds that can deliver those benefits in nature and deliver them to us, those are opportunities. So this is something I've wanted to do, I've considered doing, but we weren't able to do it successfully until now. This is something we tried to do for decades. So it's a product we just introduced a few months ago. The response was so good that everybody was clamoring for us to do a Today Special with the savings we have at a Today Special. So we are back with our olive complex, which sold out very quickly. We're back with our olive complex, at least a small amount of it, for Today Special today.
I mean, we don't all, you know, the Mediterranean diet isn't really the diet that's followed in England, although I think we wish it was. But the reality is, as Andrew said, that Mediterranean diet and what we know, it's so valuable. And again, as we look to do our best to live a healthy, long life, this is a wonderful, wonderful new addition maybe to your daily regimen, right? You read the details, and whether it's going to be to support immune function, heart or brain health, the overall benefits now validated by modern science, including that cardiovascular and the immune system health. These are important things. That's why people are clamoring to try it. If you want to take a bite, as it were, of all of those wonderful properties, Olive Complex, which is so comprehensive, does just that. We're always waiting to see what Andrew's going to do next. And talking of which, in this hour, we actually have an encore opportunity at the Secure Meal Replacement Bars. I think it's only a brief presentation, but I do think we have one. Yeah, there's not many left. But Andrew, it's exciting because these are naturally made products, and you know, we only get a snapshot of what you go through in terms of making it a reality.
And then the materials we had to develop, we now have the capacity in our lab, and we've done this kind of for fun. And we might even have our own olive oil coming out in the future, but it will be different. My goal is not to make the best olive oil in the world. It's to make the best olive oil in the world and then maybe add DHA to it. The DHA, the most important omega-3, because our algae has no taste, we could potentially add DHA to olive oil. So you'd have the best olive oil in the world that then has omega-3s. Nothing could be better than that. So it really acts as sort of a supplement. But again, when you look at this product, when you look at the levels, as important and critical as they are and as beneficial as they are, when you look at the levels of the protective polyphenols in olive oil, they're found in hundreds of parts per million. That means mostly olive oil is oil, it's fat, and it has small concentrations of these protective compounds. So they're present in microgram quantities in olive oil. In this capsule, and understand, a microgram is 1,000th of a milligram. So they're present in microgram quantities in olive oil. They're present in milligram quantities in these capsules. And it's standardized. It's standardized for oleuropein, and it's also standardized for hydroxytyrosol. And in addition, it has other naturally occurring protective compounds, polyphenols, from olive fruit and from olive leaf. They both contain different compounds, so it's important to deliver both so you get all the benefits of olive fruit and also from olive leaf. It's the amount of work that was necessary to do this. Again, we could test olive oil for polyphenols present in microgram quantities because we had to be able to test the levels of protective compounds in each capsule of this. Because mind you, and I'm not sure if everyone realizes this, every product we make, we don't just make sure that everything that's supposed to go in that capsule goes in that capsule. We then test it afterwards. So we then test, say, our ultimate eye, make sure that there's lutein and zeaxanthin and appropriate levels of anthocyanins. So every single product we make, in the case of this product, we then test it for oleuropein. We test it for hydroxytyrosol. We make sure that everything that you want to get is actually in the product. Most products are made by contract manufacturers who are simply making the product, making thousands or hundreds of thousands of different products for hundreds of different companies, because most companies make nothing at all. All they do is make claims and sell product, but they don't invest in the actual science of manufacturing their product.
That effort to start something new is just, it boggles the mind. So whenever you see like the secure meal replacement bars or the olive complex, to create that new product from the ground up is just remarkable. And that's why when you see prices like this for the Today Special, it really is exciting. So best day of the year for sure. If you order it tomorrow, that's where the pricing will be, $32.90, $74.90, or $134.90. If you order it today, that's where we are big savings for sure, all on FlexPay and all on free shipping and handling. We have done 3 Today Specials. We started with phytoceramides, an amazing Today Special opportunity. We went to the brand new cranberry benefits with or without D-mannose, and then we